If you've seen the musical Hamilton, it's got a song where they rap, and it's called Cabinet Battle. It seems like that's what's happening right now between Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin and Senior Economic Advisor Larry Kudlow, according to Charlie Gasparino, as stimulus talk heats up about what the next check that you out there in America are going to get. What's the battle here, Charlie?
Yeah, and we should point out that Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, is going to be on the Hill next week negotiating with Congress, with Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker, Democrat, and also with Mitch McConnell talking to him about what this next, I guess, fourth round of stimulus is going to look like. Here's what we know from inside the White House. And it's, from what I understand, there is a battle royale going on inside the White House about the next stimulus. And it pits Mnuchin, as I mentioned, against Larry Kudlow, the head of the NEC. Now, Larry Kudlow, we should point out, is a supply sider. He believes in cutting taxes. Larry's a friend and a colleague of mine for many years. I know where his heart is. And from what we understand, he and Mnuchin are at odds over the stimulus. Mnuchin wants to keep and extend the unemployment insurance plus that $600 check. He wants to still give that to people, those stimulus checks, wind them down over the course of the year, but still give them. Kudlow, on the other hand, doesn't want that. Kudlow wants a big, fat payroll tax cut, and that's where the battle lines are being drawn. Kudlow's supporters are mainly in the Senate. Tom Cotton, from what I understand, the senator from Missouri, from Arkansas, conservative, definitely wants a payroll tax cut. Maybe Mitch McConnell does as well. But on the other hand, Mnuchin has on his side Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump, and maybe even the president, who is starting to talk more about these stimulus checks. So that's where the battle lines are being drawn. It's unclear who's going to win right now, other than you've got to give the advantage to Mnuchin, given where the winds are blowing. And the bottom line is this. A lot of people who support this stimulus package say, if we're going to get anything through, we're not going to get through a payroll tax cut because Nancy Pelosi will not approve a payroll tax cut and give Donald Trump a pre-election victory. So that's where this thing is coming down to. I really think Mnuchin has the edge here. But it is a battle pitting the hearts and minds of supply siders on the Kudlow camp, and that would be people like Art Laffer and maybe Steve Moore, against Mnuchin, and who's backed up by Ivanka and Jared. Liz, back to you.
Larry Kudlow's been a busy guy. He was asked today, Charlie, about something you spoke about that got a lot of attention, and that is sort of the future of TikTok, which is so popular with the millennial crowd. And there's a question because of its ties to China. Its parent company, ByteDance, is owned by a Chinese company, whether it could be banned by the administration because of possible data sharing. Kudlow is saying, Charlie, well, we haven't made a final decision on that, but he thinks that TikTok is going to have to sell itself to somebody else, like a U.S. company, which is what you talked about just the other day.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's not a lot of options on the table for TikTok if the Trump administration goes forth through CFIUS. That's the agency that approves foreign purchases of companies, particularly companies that operate in the U.S. They're looking to backdate, going back to 2018, and ruling against ByteDance's purchase of something called Musical.ly, which is a key component of TikTok, excuse me. And if they do that,
oh my God,
it essentially makes it impossible, renders it illegal for you to download TikTok on an Apple iPhone, use it through Amazon. It makes U.S. companies the integration of TikTok's app through those entities makes it very, very, very difficult. So what do they got to do? They're either going to spin it off into a separate U.S. company, or they're going to sell it. There's only two things, and the company, as you know, is exploring both options as we.
Yeah, although they put out a statement in reaction to Kudlow saying, we do not engage in speculation. Charlie Gasparino on Larry Kudlow and
famous
TikTok versus TikTok.